Mr. Butler, the General Assembly now has been in session for 3 weeks. How far have you come?
Well, we haven't come very far, but we're moving along on the housekeeping phases of implementing the Constitution rather well at this point. This week we've moved along on that part of the calendar well, the non-controversial things, and I think we'll get them out of the way handily. We are not moving very fast on redistricting. We have had public hearings on the everything but the congressional, and that will, of course, we're not very far along on that. Overall, it's slow progress. It's a disappointment, but it's unfortunately that's partly the way democracy works, and partly the reluctance of the General Assembly to come to grips with some of these unpleasant tasks.
There has been a lot of confusion over the budget, the surplus. Do you feel now that these problems have been worked out or somewhat resolved?
Well, it's not, the confusion is in the mind of the reader. I don't think there's ever been any real serious confusion in anybody's mind as to the situation. A budget is a projection of your experience for a 2-year period. There are 3 factors in this budget which have been under consideration. One of them is the amount of money we would have to begin with. We were wrong to the tune of $21 million 6 months ago, or 6 months before the year began. Now, a year later, we know about that $21 million. We have found that our experience indicates that we were pretty close to accurate on how much income we would receive otherwise. We find, based on another year's experience, that we're spending at a rate faster than we anticipated, and that if things continue at this rate, that at the end of the 2-year period, we will have a substantial deficit, probably in the neighborhood of $16 million. Now, the law imposes upon the governor the responsibility of cutting back on the spending. The only disagreement that I know about was the possibility that the reversions portion or the unspent appropriated funds would be greater than anticipated. But at this moment, we've had a very careful analysis of it, and it clearly indicates that our projections are still intact, and I think everybody is in substantial agreement, and I'd be very much surprised if the governor's program was not accepted as presented, and that there's now pretty well substantial agreement with the position he's taken from the first.